Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KPW War Zone. As I, Tapey Styles, calling the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. And we are steadily approaching our next monthly special event, Summer Spark. Coming to you live on June 28th, 9/8 Central on the Team Adhesive Broadcasting Network. And speaking of broadcasting networks, we are here to announce that KPW has officially reached a new deal, a new television deal with the Team Adhesive Broadcasting Network. Extra funding, extra budgeting, all in the new timetables to come. But what's to come here tonight is star-studded action up and down the board, as we will see a Haas fight later on tonight as Solo, the Scrapyard Saint, takes on one half of the Influence, the woolly mammoth, Big Bernard. Also to come, the Heartthrob versus the Director, two stalwarts in KPW's Twitch division, as the #1 contender for Hostway's KPW Twitch Championship, Popo, engages Steven Gielberg in exhibition tonight. Also to come, you will be hearing from the wild card, Robbie Deuce, as he prepares to wage war with the Dinger at Summer Spark. Of course, our main event of the evening, championships up for grabs, tag team championships up at stake here, as High Velocity, Ozone, Atmosphere take on Bob and Tape as they continue their 6-month-long reign of terror in the tag team division. A lot of friction between the champions. We're here to see if Tape can pull his weight here against High Velocity. We will see if Bob can maintain his priorities with the team as he plans to go up against Pierre Cinema on the 28th for the World Heavyweight Championship. Where do his priorities lie? We will find out later on tonight. But to kick off the show, the only way we know how here, with an explosive launch here as the Pitbull K-Dog takes on the Blue Chipper, Bam Dardino. K-Dog making himself quite the household name in recent weeks here, making his one hell of a resurgence in the closing minutes of Warzone. Just last week when Kabuki captured the KPW Hardcore Championship from the War Machine, Slarty. Of course, we saw K-Dog march his way down to the ring to confront the new Hardcore Champion. It seems like he's going to be answering that open challenge at Summer Spark. And if there's anybody that knows all about waiting in the wings for championship gold here in KPW, look no further than the Blue Chipper, one half of the Bam Bus in Bam Dardino. Bam Dardino, the holder of the prestigious Lethal Lottery contract. It allows him to cash in at any moment until the end of 2025 for the World Heavyweight Championship. He can name the date, he can name the time, and he can most certainly name the place here. And we know that Bam Dardino's had quite some history with our current World Heavyweight Champion, Pierre Cinema. Both coming into KPW roughly around the same time. Very closely knit at one point. before the bitterness truly set in here. K-Dog looking to go for a plunge, but Bam Dardino sidesteps it, moving closer to the ring as he allows K-Dog to make a critical mistake there, allowing him to clear the boundaries a bit too far there. Scoop slam by Bam Dardino, dropping down the legs, taking advantage of the situation. Bam Dardino in control here, running knee lift by K-Dog to try and equalize the situation here, try and neutralize whatever sort of offense Bam Dardino is willing to throw in the direction of the Pitbull. Former KPW Twitch champion, a man that waltzed into this company with a hot streak unlike any other here in KPW. K-Dog inside cradle there, count of 1 from our lead official Slap Thigh Jones. K-Dog was able to maintain a 2.5-month winning streak, including that Twitch championship victory. He's been in contention for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship before, beating most notably at Destiny back in February in triple threat action alongside the heartthrob Popo, a man that we will be seeing in action later on tonight. Both men did not walk away with the World Championship that very night, but they will march into Summer Spark hoping to change that outcome. K-Dog marching into Summer Spark, triple threat action once again in his situation. In his instance, as he tags along, steps up to the plate and answers the open challenge of his longtime rival Kabuki for the Hardcore Championship. And as earlier stated, Popo locked in a bit of controversy himself. Majority of the KPW locker room not knowing where the Heartthrob's priorities lie. He's been on the prowl, trying to get closer and closer to Tory in Parliament, simply just because he thinks that British chick is into him. But what he's also into is winning championship gold, and that's what he's vying to do at Summer Spark in 12 nights, when he challenges Hostway for the Twitch championship. Count of 1 from Slap Thigh Jones. Belly to back suplex. K-Dog trapping the arms of Bam Dardino. A 2-count kick out after that lateral press transition. Dragon screw from K-Dog to Bam Dardino. Bam Dardino with a reverse armbar here, sitting on the back of the Pitbull for extra pressure. K-Dog pump handle slam onto the blue chipper. Looking for all or nothing there with that leg drop. Bam Dardino evading harm's way there. And we've seen quite an interesting mindset from the blue chipper Bam Dardino in recent weeks, where he hasn't been flanked by his tag team partner, the other half of the Bam Bus, Ricky Rhombus. But Bam Dardino has been putting in quite a bit of reps lately. He's hoping to earn his way up the ladder. That way he doesn't have to waste that lethal lottery contract. He's sitting on a pile of gold in that briefcase. High-fetched chop from K-Dog. Bam Dardino reciprocating with an overhead strike, taking down the Pitbull, transitioning into a Texas Cloverleaf. K-Dog was luckily able to break free of the hold. But Bam Dardino, relentless. He's not giving up on that endeavor just yet. He wants to make the Pitbull tap out here tonight. And K-Dog just refuses to quit. He has that never say die attitude. He has that fighting spirit that really truly embodies what KPW is all about here. All that work that Bam Dardino's been putting into the leg of K-Dog is starting to show. He's starting to see a return in that investment there. K-Dog favoring that leg. Trying to stay on the offense, trying to mitigate whatever sort of damage that Bam Dardino could push forward here. Waistlock reversal here. K-Dog with a reversal of his own now. Another pump handle drop. Springboard missile drop kick. Sending Bam all the way across the ring there. Sleeper hold cinched in. Bam Dardino looking for a moonsault there, but K-Dog gets the knees up. That is one surefire way. That is one hell of a way to shatter a set of ribs there. Bam Dardino, however, getting the moonsault the second time around. K-Dog's just begging, pleading with Bam Dardino to give him the best that he has. He wants the fight. He wants all the smoke here tonight in the Kumite Forum. A right hook takes Bam Dardino to the outside. Bam Dardino sidestepping that clothesline attempt down to the floor there. That was a hell of an awkward landing there for K-Dog there. I think K-Dog's just trying to push through this bout at this point. He is fighting with whatever bit of adrenaline that he has left here. Trying to restore the feeling back in that leg of his missile drop kick from Bam Dardino from the top turnbuckle. Giving K-Dog a taste of his own medicine here tonight. Quick jab to the back of the head of K-Dog there. Not exactly a chivalrous move from Bam Dardino, but certainly effective nonetheless. Pendulum backbreaker from Bam Dardino. Bam going for a moonsault once again. K-Dog has it scouted this time. Going 2-1 there. Leg lock, but Bam Dardino's right at the ropes there. An immediate call for the rope break. Bam Dardino running right into the clutches of K-Dog, reversing the Irish whip there. Tilt-a-whirl power slam. K-Dog just right on top of things there, able to scout that moonsault perfectly there. Bam Dardino might need to shift his strategy here, because each successive moonsault attempt here has been proven to be quite costly for the blue chipper, for the 2025 Lethal Lottery contract holder. Inside cradle here, Bam Dardino almost stealing the victory here tonight. Waistlock counter from Bam Dardino. Bam still holding all the cards on the table here, looking to go up top here. Frog splash from the top. Taking him back up here. He's looking to make one hell of a statement here at the expense of K-Dog. K-Dog getting right back up for a rolling clothesline. K-Dog's feeling that surge of energy here. This might be the last bit of adrenaline that he has left. And look at what it might have cost him here. That is why they call it high risk, high reward, ladies and gentlemen. K-Dog missing that plancha once again there, and Bam Dardino takes advantage of the situation once again here. And think of the intensity, think of the fury that both of these men are fighting with here. And this is just the beginning of the night here. This is just the start. We still have a tag team championship match coming up in our main event here tonight. Spinning wheel kick from K-Dog. Scaling to the top rope there. Favoring that leg there. Draping the good leg over the chest of Bam Dardino. That leg drop from the top. K-Dog's never been the kind of man to play it safe here in KPW. He's always enjoyed the risk, the adrenaline, and he's got just enough to deliver the wrist crusher. Cover. 1, 2. What the hell is this? K-Dog breaking his own count here. He's looking up at the ramp there. That is the music of just one man. That is the music of the Rhinestone Cowboy. But where the hell is he? Still looking up at the ramp. He's still focused on here. Bam Dardino still lights out from that wrist crusher. And oh my God, there he is! Rockabye to K-Dog! What the hell is this all about here? Surely K-Dog's not gonna be happy about the disqualification victory that the Sauce just handed him here tonight. But clearly, evidently, the Sauce has the pit bull on his hit list here tonight. Clobbering him with the steel steps here. Irish whip reversal on the outside. Referee's calling for the disqualification bell, calling for security to get down here to break up these two. And we've been wondering for quite some time who might the third main be going into the Hardcore Championship match at Summer Spark. I think the Sauce is calling it shot here tonight. What the hell is going to be left of the Pitbull at Summer Spark for that triple threat match between himself, Kabuki, and seemingly the Sauce now? A second definitive rockabye to the Pitbull, and he can't even get back up to his feet. He's just absolutely shell-shocked here. Courtesy of the Sauce. The Sauce has been chasing that high that he reached at the very beginning here in KPW. It's been his only chance of holding championship gold here. And how apropos is it that the 2025 Lethal Lottery winner, Bam Dardino, gets to walk away from this, wipe his hands clean of the mess, as the 2024 Lethal Lottery winner, the Sauce, makes his foray into Hardcore Championship contention here. He wasn't as lucky last year at Summer Spark when he challenged for the World Heavyweight Championship. But the Sauce has been on a personal redemption for quite some time here. And he's made his message quite clear to the champion and, of course, the Pitbull, who is victorious here tonight.
Is this camera rolling? 6 long months of dominance. Tag Team Championship gold. Taking the fight to anybody that stepped up to the plate. My tag partner and I ran through everybody. And I don't give a damn if he shows up tonight or not. High Velocity will not be walking out with the tag titles on my volition. But I'm not here to air out my grievances. I'm here to make a challenge. I'm here to make statements. Pierre Cinema, you poisoned my tag team partner and minced his brain with your words, turning a man that I considered family against me, because you just had to be a bigger fish. Next week, I'm going to fry your ass in the main event of War Zone. I might not have a tag team partner after what you've done, but after Monday night, it'll be a miracle if you even make it to Summer Spark.
Tape. Do you remember this ugly mug?
Oliver English, you just have one hell of a habit of showing your face when it's the least convenient for me. I never forgot that night you made history. First ever KPW World Heavyweight Champion, and it should have been me that night.
Yes, that was the most important night for both of our careers. That was when the great vision began for this place. I may have become the world champion that night, but I lacked the manpower. And I lacked the maturity to truly take advantage of my throne. You and I both fell into some hard times after that. I spent months completely aimless, wondering if I was even fit enough to be the monarch this place needs. If I held the right judgment to restore order to KPW. But I want you to know that I've been watching your union collapse from afar. I know you're thinking about flying solo. Bet on yourself like I did the night I won the big one. And Pierre Cinema is no pushover, bruv. He's been through hell and back to hold that world title, and he's gonna fight tooth and nail to make sure you are a non-factor going into Summer Spark. But it doesn't have to be so cut and dry. You don't have to fight any more battles for a man that does not value what you achieved for that team. Fight with dignity, Tape. If it's not for the order of others, do it because you need that balance yourself. But from one peer to another, because the Parliament respects you. Just say the word next week, and I will send my best men to restore that balance and order for you.
I don't know, man. My mind is racing in all these different directions. I need to think about this.
Shit, I missed that British chick. She's always playing hard to get. Just wanna talk to her, man. Oh, this camera is still rolling. Poppy ain't gonna like that. It's not what it looks like.
As we get control of the production truck once again, after we saw a painful reminder, a walk through memory lane for both the role model, one half of the tag team champions, Tape, and of course the monarch, the leader of Parliament, Oliver English. We had a lot of interesting revelations come to light there. Not only does Tape want a piece of the World Heavyweight Champion, making his claim, calling his shot for next Monday night on Warzone, Parliament immediately reaching out to Tape, making him one hell of an offer there if he needs help in the main event next week. Tag partner or not, all he has to do is say the word and they will march on down to the ring there. As we also saw earlier, just right after they cleared the scene, cleared the interview room, we saw Popo still on the prowl there, still trying to catch up to Parliament. And even he realizes how bad this looks for him. But here we got one hell of a Haas fight to present to you, ladies and gentlemen. Big Bernard versus Solo here on Warzone. Big Bernard, early advantage here over the Scrapyard Saint Solo. Hurricanrana reverse into a sunset roll. Fortunately for Solo, that reversal meant that he was able to reach the ropes quite easily. And you gotta give credit where credit's due, the in-ring spatial awareness of Solo. That veteran savvy instinct of his really bailing him out on that. That could have been a quick victory for the 300-pounder, the woolly mammoth, and Big Bernard. Vertical suplex from the big man, 6'8", 315 pounds. A distinct reach advantage over Solo, a slight weight advantage over Solo. Solo weighing in tonight at 275. One of the more agile big men here in KPW. Low blow from Big Bernard. Pile driver dumping Solo onto his neck. Irish whip reversal by Solo. Big Bernard, however, grabbing the ropes, clutching them for dear life there. $20-minute time limit here between both of these men. Singles action. Solo, Big Bernard. I don't know how Solo has to feel about that very recent development, especially the one that we've been seeing develop over the course of the past several weeks regarding the heartthrob Popo, a man that we'll be seeing in action up next on tonight's edition of Warzone, on tonight's program. Man that has so willingly, so easily associated himself with Parliament. Making a big statement about being American made. Solo hopes that Popo could keep his money where his mouth is. And always been leading the charge against Parliament longer than the Scrapyard Saint Solo. Neckbreaker reversal into an abdominal stretch there. And this is where the flexibility and the agility, the athleticism of Solo really comes into his favor here tonight. Bicycle kick taking down Solo momentarily. Pile driver to the big man, Big Bernard. Dare we say, a big pile driver. Big Bernard catching the legs of Solo with a swift sweep kick. Taking him off balance here. Big Bernard going up top. This is rare territory here for the woolly mammoth. Rarefied air there, and we're beginning to see why that is. Solo taking full advantage, showing him how it's done there. Leg drop from the top. Solo back to his feet, keeping the fight giving it everything that he's got against Big Bernard here. Inside cradle here from Solo, 2 count. Big Bernard pops the big shoulder. Big Bernard trying to keep his distance from Solo, trying to make sure that Solo can't lock in that scrap buster. Planning and drilling his head into the mat here. Solo looking for that Hurricane Rana pin from before here. Setting it up from an electric chair position. Quite a precarious move from Solo, only getting a 2 count out of it. But he maintains all the advantage in this moment in time. All the momentum is on the side of the Scrapyard Saint. Big Bernard having no idea where the hell he's at here. He's locked into the corner of the ring here. Bronco Buster to the big man. Referee giving Solo to the count of 5. And he finally breaks it up here. Hooking the leg, but Big Bernard grabs the ropes there. Big Bernard tossing Solo to the wolf, waiting from outside the ring, and headband Tommy Tanks, the other half of the Influence. Former tag team champions themselves. They were in contention for the tag team gold. 2 weeks ago on Warzone, we saw them flash with high velocity in quite a valiant effort, but ultimately coming up short here. And if Big Bernard is not careful, he might fall short once again here. So looking for yet another Bronco Buster. Looking to go for another pinfall attempt, another rope break, saving Big Bernard here. Solo needs to refocus on the woolly mammoth in the ring. Big bicycle kick taking down Solo. This might be where Solo's ego gets the best of him here. Big Bernard taking full advantage of this. Irish whip into the turnbuckles here, right into the corner here. Solo, second rope here. Tornado DDT. Lateral press, this could be it here. And Solo cuts off the momentum of Big Bernard in stunning fashion. He thought that Solo was playing a bit too much on the theatrics here. He was underestimating Big Bernard there. As it turns out, you see the Tornado DDT in action there. Solo having to dig deep into his repertoire of moves just to put the big man down. Solo was looking for quite the easy victory here tonight. I don't think it was as easy as he intended it to be. Big Bernard gave him one hell of a fight here. And Solo signaling for the Kumite faithful in the crowd here. Signaling for the throat slit. He's certainly still on the prowl here for Parliament. He's making sure everybody knows loud and clear that while Oliver English holds all that manpower, There's still a man that wants off with his head. We have one hell of a headhunter in the Scrapyard Saint Solo as he picks up one hell of a victory here tonight. But coming up next, speaking of men that have had quite their set of run-ins with Parliament, a man that has aroused quite a bit of suspicion from the KPW locker room, is to put his money where his mouth is in the ring here tonight. As a heartthrob takes on the director, Popo takes on Steven Gilbert in singles action. Popo challenging for the the Twitch Championship in just 12 nights against Josue. He's made his intentions loud and clear. He knows exactly what he wants, and he knows exactly who he wants to step through and step over just to get his hands on some championship gold once again. But he has quite a bit to prove here as he goes up against the director, Steven Gilbert, in action here tonight. Steven Gilbert is still riding the high of last week's edition of Warzone. He went one-on-one with the wild card Robbie Deuce in singles competition. A costly distraction from the Dinger gave Steven Gilbert all the time he needed to take advantage of the situation. Blue Shell bomb the wild card and pick up a crucial victory, quite possibly the biggest victory of his career here. And now he looks to go 2 weeks in a row, 2 for 2 with victories here. But first, he has to put down the heartthrob in Popo. And these two have quite some history with each other as well here. Steven Gilbert, a former hardcore champion here in KPW, having one of the shortest runs with the championship belt. Courtesy of the heartthrob, Popo dethroning him, snatching that championship away from him after 8 days. Popo would go on to have one of the most prolific runs with the hardcore championship in KPW history. Steven Gilbert keeping the pressure up on the heartthrob. The world is watching as Steven Gilbert locks in a figure 4 leg lock, the very move that he used to claim the hardcore championship. Popo, however, looking to claim his second ever Twitch championship in just 12 nights. Discus elbow from the director. Club to the chest, taking the action right to the outside here. Popo getting right back up to the apron. Steven Gilbert dragging Popo out of the ring by his feet there. Popo's fighting back here. He's looking to make one hell of an impression to Parliament, especially Tori. A woman that we've seen flanked from the very beginning, standing side by side by her man, the Monarch, the leader of Parliament, Oliver English. Suicide dive from Popo to take the momentum out of the hands of the director, Steven Gilbert. Popo looking to take the driver's wheel here. Popo Believes that that British chick is into him. He wants to make a long-lasting impression here tonight. He thinks she's playing hard to get with him. Jawbreaker to Steven Gielberg. Reverse armbar countering that jab attempt, that left jab from Popo. Drop kick into the corner. Steven Gielberg tumbling and crumbling down in the corner here. Sleeper hold cinched in on the director here. And he's got quite a sick side to him. He's a very sadistic man when he gets in between those ropes there. Big spear from Steven Gielberg. Taking the heartthrob off his feet there, even for just a moment. And Popo's right there to capitalize, keep the momentum completely in his favor here. Headlock takeover from Popo. Popo scaling to the top rope, looking for a missile drop kick. Steven Gielberg pumping the brakes before he hit the turnbuckle himself there. Leapfrog from the big man. Ryan kitchen sink there. Popo feeling every bit of those knee braces courtesy of Steven Gielberg. Overhead strike taking down the director. Steven Gielberg in the beige cargo shorts. The heartthrob Popo in his signature red and white gear. Popo going up top here, looking for a splash from the top rope here. He's looking to fly there. Popo going up top here. Looking for an elbow. And the director is stunned. Popo was looking to go for that Texas tease there. Looking to go for the Texas T there. That patented super kick on Steven Gielberg, but Steven Gielberg is still putting up one hell of a fight. Steven Gielberg looking to slow it down in the corner here. A quick jab from the heartthrob takes the cards off the table as Popo looks to deal out even more pain here tonight. Sleeper hold, looking to put the director to sleep here, looking to make him lights out here. And Steven Gielberg squirms his way out of the hold. Jawbreaker, Popo sizing up the director here. Turning him around, looking for that Texas T. Boot to chin here. And the director saved by the rope break once again here. Popo not checking the arms of the director, making sure that the pin was perfectly legal. Something that ultimately backfired against him here. He took that extra second to restrain the arms of Popo there. Excuse me, of Steven Gielberg there. Low blow from the heartthrob. You know, a man that certainly won't be girding their loins for love here tonight. And it's absolutely the director, Steven Gielberg. A second low blow. Tumbling him down with that quick jab here. 2 count kick out from the director. Snap belly to back suplex from the director. Irish whip into the turnbuckle, a big clothesline into the corner. Waistlock tie up, German suplex, but Popo lands on his feet here. Tied up in the corner here. Popo looking to gain some sort of advantage. Sitting reverse armbar. Discus elbow from the director here. And what the hell does Steven Gilbert have in mind here? He's having him redirect his plans there, change the course of action. After Popo made all that ground to get away from him. Popo just unleashing an assault of punches. A flurry as he mounted the director on the mat here, and he's going right back to it. Popo getting a bit aggressive in the ring here tonight. Perhaps he's getting a bit frustrated that Steven Gilbert won't stay down. He won't stay out for the count here. Bow and arrow lock cinched in on Popo here. Coming up next, before we see our main event of the evening, Tag Team Championship up for grabs, we'll be hearing from the wild card, Robbie Deuce, as he reflects upon his time here in KPW, as he looks to finally close the chapter of his career against the man they call Ding. Summer Spark coming to you on June 28th, first ever double main event. As we will see Robbie Deuce take on Ding in singles action, as they aim to settle the score once and for all here. Robbie Deuce looking to finish the job, Ding looking for personal retribution. Of course, our main event of Summer Spark, here, Cinema going one-on-one against Bob in his first defense as KPW World Heavyweight Champion. Popo hopes to keep the momentum in his favor as he marches towards Summer Spark for the Twitch Championship. Back suplex from the top here. Steven Gilbert lights out here, looking for a diving headbutt to the groin of Steven Gilbert, and Popo, unfortunately, was not able to complete the dive there. Steven Gilbert getting out of harm's way there. Big forearm to the back of Steven Gilbert. Hard elbow tie up, Manhattan drop. Popo looking to steal the pin there. But there is no hesitation in the mind of the heartthrob here. Sweeper hold stitched in here. It might be lights out for the director, but Steven Gilbert still has a bit of fight in him. Big splash from the top. Popo has had enough. Popo connects with the super kick, hook in the leg. No ropes for Steven Gilbert to grab here. And that second Texas T is what it took for the heartthrob to emerge victorious here tonight. Deja vu ringing all over again for Steven Gilbert as Popo goes 2-0 against the director in singles action. There may be no championships up for stakes between these two. Popo was able to demonstrate for our reigning Twitch champion Josue just how quickly, just how easily he is able to change the game here. Demonstrate to the world how quickly he could take away that championship gold from him come Summer Spark on the 28th. As we get another look at that Texas T super kick. Turning the pot quite nicely here. Popo seemingly signals out to Tori for Parliament here. Looking to make one hell of an impression. I don't think that she's exactly reading what Popo's putting down here. But you know who's absolutely going to get the message of this victory here tonight? Josue. Popo marches one step closer to Summer Spark, possibly one step closer to championship gold once again here. Congratulations to the Heartthrob for stopping the momentum of the director, Steven Gilberg. And coming up next, we hear from the wild card, Robbie Deuce. Robbie Deuce, a wild card, one of the most hated men across all of KPW. He's had a lot to think about. He's had quite a journey here in KPW, making one hell of a statement for himself, taking out the likes of Ding, taking out Crisp Billy, betraying his best friends.
Shut up, you pipsqueaks. Daddy's got the microphone. You think one upset victory is gonna knock me that far down the pecking order? If anything, that shouldn't even count against me. Ding stood on top of that ramp to put himself at the center of attention during my match, and because my safety was compromised emotionally and physically, the board of directors should have ruled that bout a disqualification victory for me. But I understand how desperate the Dinger is over these past several months. He knows he's no longer the prize pony here in KPW. His days are numbered, and he knows he can't get the job done like he used to. And that's why I'm here to do my job and take that World Heavyweight Championship. What I did to you back in the fall was business, Ding. What happened that night was nothing more than an occupational hazard. I will personally assure to you that Summer Spark will be a different story. I will finish exactly what I started. If the old dog wants to hang with the wild card, you're gonna get put down. Better yet, why wait until Summer Spark? I can't stand having my name attached to yours any longer. Let's finish this now.
What the hell? Robbie Deuce calling out the Dinger here. He doesn't want to wait till Summer Spark. I don't think the Dinger wants to wait till Summer Spark either. These two absolutely hate each other. These two men looking to lock horns before Summer Spark. They are absolutely looking to finish the job here. This company is not big enough for the both of them. Think of all the time that Robbie Deuce has been waiting to get his hands on Ding once again. Think of all the time that Ding spent in rehabilitation after that assault all those months ago. Thinking, materializing what he was going to do once he got his hands on Robbie Deuce here. We've seen the Dinger go into quite a bit of a darker side of him, more aggressive edge that we've seen on this man lately here. Looking for the Liar's Dice here. Planting the Dinger's face into the mat. Robbie Deuce looking to get the night off at Summer Spark here. What the hell is he doing here? Looking for insult to injury. And the lights have gone out. What the hell is this all about? Robbie Deuce. Robbie Deuce is in there. In the ring with the 7'4", 525-pound man beast, Chris Billy. The man beast making the save for the Dinger here. He wants to see this match play out here. It's another opportunity for Robbie Deuce to get his paid dues here. What the hell is this? Look out behind you! Oh my God. Is that who I think it is? It's Pando! The Siberian Silver Bear is back! We haven't seen him ever since he defied death, cheated gravity back at Mayhem in that brutal parking lot brawl against Slarty. I don't think there's any sort of connection between him and the wild card Robbie Deuce, but we always know that Pando is a hungry man. Pando is always seeking competition, and for the love of God, that is a 500-pound man that Pando just manhandled in the middle of the ring. He just powerbombed Chris Billy. Pando, Chris Billy slugging it out. I don't think anybody wants to break up anything in between these two men. Who would be stupid enough to try and break up these two men? They're absolute monsters. It's an absolute miracle that Pando's even at his feet here tonight. The miracle that he's even able to stand on his own 2 feet, let alone unleash the fury that we've seen here tonight after the events of Mayhem. Pando clearing the ring of that man beast. Security finally being able to break up all 4 of these men here. And Pando immediately putting all eyes back on the Siberian Silver Bear here, as he looks to pick a fight with the man beast Chris Billy here. They're hoping to get some more answers out of that next week here on Warzone, as we get word from the back here from the board of directors. Roger will be preparing an interview with the Siberian Silver Bear next Monday night before Summer Spark. Hoping to find out exactly where Pando's mind has gone to ever since Mayhem, what his intentions are for the summer. But coming up next, main event of the evening, tag team championships up for grabs, as High Velocity go up against the disjointed team, the tag team champions, of Bob and Tape. Bob and Tape. Have been at constant odds with one another for the past month. Here, Cinema getting into the head of the 300-pound misfit. Offering him a world title shot at SummerSpark. And it appears we got our answer last week when Bob was in front of the world, ready to prove to everybody how far he is willing to take things in order to get a shot at the champion. I'm actually surprised that we're actually seeing this man march down to the ring after last week, pulverizing the role model Tape. Now these two are on the same team once again, defending the tag team gold here. Tape can't possibly be at 100% here. Marching into this tag team championship bout here, it might as well be a handicap match as far as he's concerned. But Tape's been able to pull his weight in precarious positions here before to keep the tag team championship reign alive for him and Bob. And all the odds are against him here tonight. Will he be able to work the same magic? Will he be able to overcome High Velocity and remain tag team champions here? And an interesting development here. Bob starting this bout here against Ozone of High Velocity. Drop kick taking down the big man. And Bob is like a bull that has seen red here tonight. He's been on one vicious streak in the past several weeks, taking the Boise Boys out of commission. Hollywood Han and David Rush, the championship contenders match that we saw several weeks ago, ending in referee stoppage, courtesy of Bob's relentless attacks. Shotgun drop kick from Atmosphere to Bob. Atmosphere now the legal man here. Tape getting into the ring with Atmosphere, unleashing a flurry of forearms here. The Atmosphere Tope con Hero to the outside. Tag team championships up for grabs, but perhaps for Tape this means even more than just that. This man is fighting to keep the tag team between him and Bob alive here. He's hoping that he can rein his tag team partner back in. Take him out of the deep end and swim back to shore here. But after what we heard develop in the ring last week between Tape and Bob, I don't think Bob believes that for quite a second. heard the frustrations of Tape come right out regarding Bob getting the opportunity of a lifetime, a rematch against Pierre Cinema at Summer Spark in the main event, this time for the World Heavyweight Championship, an opportunity that Tape still believes should be his. Believes that he's been carrying and doing all the work to keep the tag team championships intact. And within the clutches of Tape and Bob, next week on Warzone, we'll be seeing Tape take out his frustrations against the Star Attraction, France's greatest export, our World Heavyweight Champion, Pierre Cinema, as they lock horns in next week's main event. Also to come next week on Warzone, win, lose, or draw, we'll be determining new #1 contenders for the KPW Tag Team Championships, as the First Nation, Slarty, Shuko, go up against the Parliament-led tag team Kruger, Papyrus, Chaos Control. Also confirmed for next week's edition of Warzone, we'll be seeing the Sauce go one-on-one against the Pitbull K-Dog in singles action. Also confirmed just now, a champion versus champion bout, as the Twitch champion takes on the hardcore champion just 5 nights before Summer Spark. Kabuki takes on Josue. We're also hoping to hear from Pando as he is interviewed by Roger next week on Warzone. Big roundhouse kick to the back of the head of Ozone here. Tape trying to maintain control of this bout here, trying to keep the high velocity on edge here. Trying to make sure they don't get a moment to breathe here. Audrey Stroll cradle from Atmosphere. Not even a 1 count, however. This is how desperate, this is how frantically Tape is trying to keep the tag team championship reign alive here tonight. He's held on to the tag team gold with Bob on the apron there in the top right corner of the ring. Ever since December of 2024, 6 months in the making here. As currently standing the longest reigning champions across all of KPW right now. Running Bulldog from Tape here. Bob tagging in reluctantly here. Big power bomb to Atmosphere. And we've seen the damage that Bob can inflict with those repeated power bombs. Spinning back suplex from the Misfit, from the #1 contender to the World Heavyweight Championship. Tag made to Ozone, leaping over his tag team partner, springboard shotgun drop kick. Another drop kick taking down the Misfit. Not even a 1 count. And what a severe disadvantage this is for High Velocity. Both of these men hailing in size and strength to the Misfit. As the role model Tape looks on from the apron, he knows that High Velocity has everything to gain, and he has everything to lose here tonight. So what we saw earlier on tonight, Parliament, Oliver English specifically, and one hell of a development there. Reaching out personally to Tape here. Whether or not he has a tag team partner making the offer next week in on War Zone. If he needs assistance to put down a world heavyweight champion in the main event, just make the call. Tope con Hero, but Tape pulls Atmosphere in the way of his tag team partner here. And a 9 tandem offense from High Velocity. This is the first time that they've received a tag team championship opportunity. And they are looking to make the absolute most out of it. This opportunity for High Velocity could not have came at a better time in their careers. It couldn't have came at a worse time for the tag team champions. As Tape put it earlier tonight, he believes that Bob has been poisoned, rained ride from the inside out, courtesy of the world heavyweight champion, planting that delusion of grandeur in his head there. But what does Bob really want more? Does he realize that he has the safety net of a tag team partner? Does he realize that he has 6 months of a historic tag team championship reign here? How much is this man willing to sacrifice to be able to call himself the world heavyweight champion? How many people is Bob willing to put his hands on? How many people is he willing to decimate just to get that opportunity? High Velocity maintaining control of this bout here. Springboard shotgun drop kicks, one after the other, just making their mark on the Misfit Bob here. Tape taking his sweet time to get to the apron here. Tape stepping down from the apron, singling out Ozone here. Atmosphere looking to steal it. Hurricane Rana on Tape here. Bob was looking for that spear, and Atmosphere was able to leap over him to get the Hurricane Rana. Bob narrowly avoiding his tag team partner. Big splash from the top rope. Tag made to Tape. An Atmosphere, Ozone. They're in absolute peak physical conditioning heading into this bout. I've never seen either of these men look any better than they do right here, right now. Powerbomb reversal, Hurricane Rana 2 count. We almost saw a new tag team champions here. Sunset flip, pinfall attempt. Another 2 count. Tape just frantically, desperately keeping the fight intact for the team here. 450 splash attempted. Tape gets the knees up. Inverted figure 4 leg lock. He's looking to tap out high velocity here. He doesn't need Bob to stay tag team champions. Whether Bob wants to be attached to Tape from this point forward, being able to walk out of here tonight as tag team champions opens up the possibility of Bob becoming a double champion in KPW once again. This time being so much more meaningful than the last. Bob would be able to call himself the tag team champion and the world heavyweight champion as he makes his mark in the ring here. Waistlock tie up here, forearm smash into the back of Atmosphere. Spinning wheel kick from Atmosphere. Irish whip into the corner of High Velocity here. Reverse armbar here. Tape looking to break it up, and Bob throws the belt. Bob looking to stick it to his tag team partner one final time. Referee slap thigh Jones registering the submission made by Bob here. Tape is absolutely beside himself. High Velocity has become your new tag team champions here tonight. Tape looks to be in absolute distress here as that historic 6-month championship reign has come to an end. Not with a bang, but with an absolute whimper here. But there was certainly a bang here tonight. The implosion of Bob and Tape in real time here. As we get another look at that armbar reversal from Atmosphere. Bob making no effort to reach the ropes here. Looking down Tape in the eyes here. And tapping out. What kind of energy is Tape going to be going into next week's main event against Pierre Cinema? What kind of vitriol is he going to have? How much frustration is he going to take out on the world champion? As the Pyra sets off for Ozone, Atmosphere cementing history here tonight. Being able to call themselves the new KPW Tag Team Champions. I have been Tapey Styles, the only man that can call the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. Flying solo just like Tape and Bob now. Wishing you all a good night, everybody.